All right, it is Tuesday, August 3rd. I'm Tom Novak. This is your Bring Me the News and Novak Weather Update, brought to you by All Energy Solar, harnessing the power of the sun, creating energy for our world. Great idea. Thank you, All Energy, for sponsoring this update. As I mentioned yesterday, there are going to be some changes now coming down the pipeline, and I'm most worried about Thursday and then later Saturday into Sunday. And I think that active weather pattern then will continue into actually much of next week. So good news because we need the rain. All right, here's your moisture channel loop, the water vapor imagery from outer space. And we showed you this yesterday too, but look at this, a flow directly out of Canada coming south into the upper Midwest, and that's bringing smoke from Canadian wildfires on south into our region. I think this will continue into tomorrow, but then after that, our flow should flatten out, become more zonal, and that means zonal means more of a west-east pattern within our atmosphere, and that would shunt the smoke off to the east of us. So that's good news. All right, here's visible satellite loop, and you can see the milky white and gray clouds here over the upper Midwest. That is smoke, not as intense, at least from a coverage standpoint, as it was over the weekend and late last week, but still, it's there. And then here's our system now for Thursday that I mentioned. It's moving slowly, but it's steadily but surely continuing to pivot towards the east here now. And I think after tomorrow, we'll be feeling the effects of this storm system that could bring significant rains to portions of Minnesota and Wisconsin. Here were temperatures this afternoon. Just checked MSP International. We were in the mid-80s. So I think, yeah, we're going to be topping out here in the mid-80s. And as we go through tonight, another relatively comfortable evening with temperatures dropping into the upper 50s and 60s across southern Minnesota and western Wisconsin. And then highs tomorrow, almost a carbon copy to today with temperatures in the 80s for pretty much everybody. Maybe some low 90s up in the Red River Valley of eastern North Dakota, northwestern Minnesota. But this is what I was talking about. Now watch what happens as we go into Thursday. Now, the NAM guidance might be a little aggressive with this cool, cloudy air, but look at this. By 3 p.m. now on Thursday, you can see the time up here. It's predicting the temperatures only in the upper 60s and lower 70s over eastern Minnesota and western Wisconsin. That would be because of clouds and rain. Now, I think that is going to hold our temperatures down, no doubt, as we get into Thursday, but that might be a little bit pessimistic. All right, here is the River of Air at 30 to 35,000 feet. This is the jet stream. Here's our flow coming out of Canada today, and watch as we go through the rest of this week. There's our flow tomorrow, starting to flatten out later tomorrow, and then it becomes zonal as we get into later this week and weekend. And yes, you can see here, late Saturday and into Sunday, look at this buckle in the jet stream. This is a pretty strong disturbance that promises to bring us precipitation for the second half of this weekend. And then that zonal flow continues so that even by Tuesday of next week, look at this strong jet streak here over eastern North Dakota and northern Minnesota. That would mean another opportunity for significant rains and thunderstorms and the potential for severe weather as we get into next week. So a much more active weather pattern coming up, and that would likely create some decent rains across the upper Midwest. Now, this is the European computer model forecast guidance for potential rain over the next 10 days, okay? As we get into this weekend, by the end of this weekend, you can see much of Minnesota, especially southern and central Minnesota and northwestern Wisconsin, the European guidance is expecting a good 1 to 2 inches of rain in many areas. So that's great news for the drought-stricken areas of Minnesota and northwestern Wisconsin. And then that threat continues into much of next week, so that by the end of next week, look at this, we're talking some significant rains for many of us, especially in southern and eastern Minnesota and northern Wisconsin. So this is all in all great news. I was hoping that there would be more precipitation expected in the Dakotas, but hey, we'll take every drop we can get, even in Minnesota, as we're experiencing some significant drought conditions across much of the state. All right, here is your extended forecast, and here are the 80s for tomorrow and Wednesday, and then this is Thursday. I actually may be optimistic with my 79 there on Thursday. We actually may be in the low or mid 70s, depending on how much cloud cover and rain we get during the day. And then, yes, our temperatures rise again into the 80s the way it appears for Friday and Saturday, hopefully. And I'm a little worried about some severe weather later Saturday and into Sunday. And then the heat and humidity really kicks in, I think, for next week. All right, that's your forecast. Thanks for joining me, everybody. Have a great evening. We will talk to you tomorrow.